Good morning, how can I help you?
Well, I don't know. Let's find out. I need you to produce a complete audio commercial for me. I need sound effects, I need music, and I need 2 voiceover actors.
Oh, that's no problem. We have a whole staff.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention? I will only work with 1 person.
In that case, let me call Wonda.
You're familiar with text-to-speech. You're familiar with text-to-music. You're probably even familiar with text-to-sound effects. But are you familiar with text-to-entire freaking audio production? Welcome back to the channel where we discuss the creative uses of AI. And I have talked about Wondercraft before. If you have not seen that video, go watch it, especially if you are interested in audio production, particularly when voices are involved. So maybe you produce voiceovers, maybe you produce audio ads, or maybe like me, you just like to create a bunch of crazy conversations between characters you make up. This is the perfect tool for that because Wondercraft takes care of all of that because it allows you to not only generate extremely realistic conversations with text-to-speech, including voices that you clone yourself, but also adding music and sound effects. And now with Wondercraft's release of Wonda, all of that is taken care of with just a prompt. So let me show you how it used to be done, and then I'm going to show you how it can be done now. There are a few ways you can get started here, but right now we're just going to start from blank. Well, if I wanted a dialogue between 2 people, I would click on Write a Script, and this first person would default to Abby. I'd write in my line, "Hi, I'm Abby," and then I could click the plus and add another dialogue. "Hi, I'm not Abby," and go over here to change voice, and you'll see there is a whole library of voices that are categorized in different ways, like upbeat, good for storytelling, natural, conversational, confident, and you also can customize voices by using your own voice like you may be used to, or actually using AI to create a whole new voice based on a prompt. Now that was discussed in my last video, so you can go back and watch that. I just wanted to show you the basics here. I'll just choose Finley here for the second person here, and down here with every line I create, there's a little block here that is waiting to be generated. And if I was to keep typing lines, this would go further and further across the timeline. And you actually have the ability to move these so you can time things the way you want to. If I wanted to add music to this, I could just click on music, choose what I wanted, and it will be on the timeline and I can move it how I want. And even sound effects are available if I wanted to add a sound effect like audience laughing after she says, "Hi, I'm Abby." 8 seconds might be a little bit long for them to laugh. But then I click generate all. It tells you how many credits, in this case only 0.04 credits. And you can see that it stopped spinning here, so that's actually done, and I could start it. Now they're both done, and I'm going to move this music down to the beginning, and let's just see what we got.
Hi, I'm Abby.
Hi, I'm not.
All right, so the audience was a little bit late, so I can move it over.
Hi, I'm Abby.
Hi, I'm not Abby.
Okay, and this volume needs to come down for the music.
Hi, I'm Abby.
Hi, I'm not Abby.
And then when you're done, you could click export. That's the old way. Too much work. But now we have Wanda. She arranges your voice talent, she writes your scripts, she gives you ideas, she handles the music, she handles the sound effects, the whole thing. She can make changes for you, and she never gets irritated with your requests. Watch a little bit of this video, and then I'm going to show you how I created the dialogue using Wondercraft.
We're rolling. Give me, "I need to see the doctor right away," clean read first.
I need to see the doctor right away.
Great. Now try Southern accent. "Sweet tea on the porch."
I need to see the doctor right away, y'all.
Perfect. Now New York attitude. "You're late for your cab."
I need to see the doctor right away. What am I, chopped liver here?
Let's start a new audio file to show you kind of how that works. And right now I would just click down here just like you would be working with ChatGPT or something and just tell it what you want. I'm going to pop over here to this project that's already been somewhat worked out here. But the initial prompt I gave this was, I want to create a dialogue between a voiceover artist and the director of a radio commercial. The male director is prompting the woman to try the line, "I need to see the doctor right away," with various dialects and emotional deliveries. And you'll notice in that video that she actually changed dialects and emotions. Just like you're having any other chat conversation, it responds with, "Hey, I love this concept." Wouldn't it be weird if it said, "That sucks. Come up with something else"? Now it wants to get more details, just like any other audio professional would ask. A producer would ask these questions. How long do you want it to be? What kind of style do you want? Are there particular dialects that you want? If I had specified all these in my prompt, she wouldn't have to be asking me these questions, but I kept it really simple. And then the commercial line about, "I need to see the doctor right away." Is that what you want, or can you do variations? So all the right questions. And then it says, while you're thinking about that, I'm going to go pick out some voices that are appropriate for this. And so she's chosen them here, and then she explains why. Alan is a commanding, confident male female voice perfect for the director role, and Eden is a highly expressive and versatile female voice ideal for the voiceover artist. So these should work. And then more clarification questions. How long do you want it to be? How many different takes, etc.? So I come back and I say, make the dialogue about a minute long with maybe 5 or 6 takes with the voiceover actor. It should be amusing to listen to, and I don't have specific dialects in mind, but I want variety ideally. And then she comes back with, perfect, I love the comedic angle. This will be a fun listen. And then she goes, I found a background music for you. So then it does some thinking and it comes back with the script and it tells you what's in it. We've got the clean professional read first, and then a Southern accent read, and then a New York attitude. So it goes down all the things that they're going to have the artist do. Then it added the music to the timeline. And then we have a whole summary. It runs exactly 60 seconds, natural pauses, studio banter, and comedic escalation you wanted. Now this right here is a recreation of what you saw, and therefore it actually created a slightly different script, but it gives me an opportunity to show you how all of this works. So this is the script it came up with. It automatically assigned all the voices, it lined them up on the timeline here, and it put the music there, and now it's just waiting for me to generate these voices. I could do each section individually, but what I'm going to do here is click on Generate All. It's going to tell me it's going to cost 0.8 credits, and click Generate. You can see the generations being done across the timeline. It's done rendering all the voices, and what it's done here is it's basically created separate audio files for each of these things based on the script. I've made the creative choice to take away the background music because this is a dialogue that really doesn't need music. So even though it came up with something that's nice and fun and quirky like it was supposed to, I'm going to keep it dry for this particular example, and let's see what dialogue it's given us here.
All right, Eden, we need this pharmaceutical commercial to really pop. The line is, I need to see the doctor right away. Let's start with a basic read.
I need to see the doctor right away.
Good, but let's try it with Southern charm. Think Georgia Peach having a medical emergency.
All right, so notice he went Southern. He wasn't supposed to, she was supposed to, but let's keep listening.
Well, I do declare I need to see the doctor right away.
I feel like there's a little bit too much of a delay between some of these lines. So I've tightened up most of this dialogue here, and let's just take it from here.
Good, but let's try it with Southern charm. Think Georgia Peach having a medical emergency.
Well, I do declare I need to see the doctor right away, sugar.
Perfect. Now give me New York City Panic. You just saw a roach in your apartment.
I need to see the doctor right away. I'm walking here.
Excellent. Now, British upper class, you've just discovered your tea is coffee.
Good heavens! I need to see the doctor right away, rather urgently.
That's a wrap. Perfect takes, Eden. The client will love these.
We had a couple of instances where the director was taking on the dialect that he was giving to the actor. But this is the beauty of convo mode. As I said, these are all individual audio files that were rendered out with the script. They do not have the same level of contextual awareness that they do when they're all in one audio file in convo mode. So all I got to do is flip this switch up here into convo mode. It will tell you that it'll overwrite the existing audio I did, which is fine. And now we just have one track here on the timeline. I'm going to go ahead and click on Generate Convo right here. Okay, let's listen to the difference.
All right, Eden, we need this pharmaceutical commercial to really pop. The line is, I need to see the doctor right away. Let's start with a basic read.
I need to see the doctor right away.
Good, but let's try it with Southern charm. Think Georgia Peach having a medical emergency.
Well, I do declare I need to see the doctor right away, sugar.
So in that case, the director kept his dialect and she was the one who put on the dialect, which is what's supposed to happen. So that was created with just the idea of this conversation and a few prompts to guide it along the way. But it was all fictional, of course. But you can also have Wanda do actual research for you to create your content. Here, I said, create a 2-person podcast about the Salt and Straw Ice Cream Company. It should be a male and female, be lighthearted, and focus on the diversity of flavors and their monthly club. So it says, okay, I'm going to help you do that podcast. And first, let me review the content from Salt and Straw's website. So it clearly went to the website and did a whole bunch of research on what's so special about it. And then it confirmed that it's created this 5.5-minute podcast, 2 speakers, lighthearted, flavor diversity, monthly club focus, and a little bit about the company background. Now, it's asking here, now I have not generated any of this at this point. It says, I notice you have 2 speakers in your script. Would you like to switch to combo mode? I know from experience that the combo mode is going to give me a better result. So assuming I don't want to make any changes here, I can click to combo mode, generate this, and literally in seconds, I created an entire 5.5-minute podcast with Wanda's help. Once that generates, we're going to have one long file here on our timeline, and we can still add music or sound effects. In fact, I will ask Wanda to come up with some intro music for this podcast. Can you suggest some appropriate opening music for this podcast? Now, you are able to change the models that you use to work with these prompts. I have found my best results with Claude Sonnet, so I'm just going to use that. So now it's searching the library for some upbeat, lighthearted opening music that would be perfect for that podcast. It has chosen Breezy Chuckles, which we can preview here. Well, the show's called Sweet Talk. I'll go ahead and choose that and click Add, and it will even suggest a time to add the music at this point. And since this is an intro, it should suggest that we start at 000. So there it is. And then we would move this entire line over a little bit, right? Okay, so let's listen to it.
Welcome back to Sweet Talk, the podcast where we dive deep into the world's most fascinating dessert destinations. I'm Marcus, and today we're talking about something that's been absolutely blowing up my social media feeds lately.
And I'm Riley. Marcus, are you talking about Salt and Straw? Because if you are, I am so here for this conversation. I literally just had their honey lavender flavor last week, and I am still dreaming about it.
Yes! Okay, so for our listeners who might not be familiar, Salt and Straw is this
Okay, so to not turn this into too much of a commercial for Salt and Straw, you can hear how natural the conversation sounds. And the best part is it's not those Notebook LM voices. You get to actually choose who's doing this thing. I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways to use this. This may or may not apply to you, but maybe it'll give you an idea or two. Because one of the other ways that you can get started with this is to upload an existing audio. If you have an audio with 2 different voices on it, it will automatically split those voices, put them on the tracks, and then you can assign whatever voices you want to. So I just jumped into Audacity and in real time recorded this conversation between 2 different people, making sure that the voices were distinct enough from each other that the separator could tell. And so this is what I got.
Why do you keep banging those pots and pans together?
'Cause I'm trying to get your attention.
Well, why do you want my attention so bad that you gotta bang the pots and pans together?
Because I think what we need is a dishwasher.
So high voice, low voice. So I would say create, and I would say existing audio, drag in that audio file and let it do its thing. And this is its thing. It's divided the line among these 2 speakers, and now I can choose whatever voices I want for these speakers. So for speaker 1, I can choose maybe Cartesia Bob, which is a voice that I cloned here using the Cartesia technology. You can also use 11 Labs technology. That is up to you at the time of your cloning. I'm going to choose Alex for voice number 2, and then I'm going to pop Wanda open. And because this is talking about banging pots and pans together, I'm going to ask Wanda to see if she can come up with some sound effects to put on the timeline that would make sense. Can you create some pots and pans sound effects and put them on the timeline to play in the background? Also, some dishes or glasses breaking. Let's see what it does. So it came up with cartoon clatter. All right, that's a little extreme, but I'm going to go with it. Whenever you ask Wanda to make a change to the script of any kind, it's going to show you what it's going to change in advance so that you can approve it or not. So it says it's reviewing the current production. We've got the music down here. It's even telling you where it's putting the sound effects at 2 seconds and then at 19 seconds. And during the line, I keep breaking them and bringing them back together. So it knows what it's doing there. I'm going to go ahead and click accept all and see where it puts things on the timeline. So here is the speech, still needs to be generated, but we've got our sound effects here. So why don't we just go ahead and click generate all. Let's see what we've got. Hey, why do you keep banging those pots and pans together?
Because I'm trying to get your attention.
Well, why do you want my attention so bad that you got to bang the pots and pans together?
Because I think what we need is a dishwasher.
A dishwasher? Come on, we can do it by hand.
Yeah, but I keep breaking them and banging them together, and then you get mad.
You make a really good point. Let's go buy one today. Wow, okay, so that was freaking great. The sound effects were a little loud, but I was able to adjust the volume here, and then it is ready to export. But before we do that, let's see if Wanda will expand this scene a little bit. I'm going to say make the scene about 15 seconds longer. Again, add sound effects where appropriate. And let's just see what it does to the script. Here in the green is where they have added to the script. Just continuing the conversation where we left off. So it summarizes what it added to the story over here and the sound effects added. So I'm going to go ahead and accept all. And now we have the revised script with sound effects added. And now let's go ahead and just generate all again. It'll only generate what needs to be generated. Let's start from here and see what it added.
Keep breaking them and banging them together, and then you get mad.
You make a really good point. Let's go buy one today.
Really? Oh wow, I'm so excited. No more broken dishes.
Well, hold on there, sport. We still need to finish washing these first. Just be extra careful with the,
Oops, sorry, I dropped the whole stack again.
That's it. We're definitely getting that dishwasher today. No more kitchen disasters.
Yes, and maybe I can finally help in the kitchen without turning it into a war zone.
All right, and all I want to do is move this sound effect to where he actually says oops, so it makes sense. We'll just listen to it real quick. Just be extra careful with the,
Oops, sorry, I dropped the whole stack again.
Perfect timing. So I won't make you listen to the whole thing. I want you to get in there and create your own stuff. There are so many creative ways to get audio going. And if you are an audio professional, you're going to love the professionalism of the voices. You're going to appreciate the natural quality of the conversation, especially in combo mode. And I really think you're going to like how Wonda can save you a lot of time in the creation, at least of the initial output, that then you can edit however you'd like to do it. If these are the types of technologies you like to learn about, well, why not subscribe to this channel? Because we like them too, and it's what we talk about all the time.
If you subscribe now, I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you do not, I will look for you. I will find you, and I